Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will receive mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people revile you and persecute you, and utter all kinds of evil against you falsely on my account. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward is great in heaven.
The Beatitudes resonate with people because it's what people identify as being Jesus' core teaching. And a lot of people admire Jesus as a teacher. I heard a film producer in an interview a couple of years ago saying that he really admired Jesus and saw the Beatitudes and the Sermon on the Mount as the basis of his life. And it seems on the surface anyway that the Beatitudes give a very simple, homespun description of what it means to live the good life. Well, they do that, but I think sometimes they carry a bit more content than maybe people sometimes realise. The Beatitudes kick off the Sermon on the Mount, and they begin by describing the character of the disciple. After that comes the behaviour and the attitudes and the spirituality of the disciple, but it starts with character, and they really describe the character of Christ as it's lived out in the disciple. So for that reason, the Beatitudes start the Sermon on the Mount and get it off to a sound start and set the theme really for the whole sermon. The word blessed is a word really which means happy, but it means more than just a trivial kind of happiness that depends on circumstance or personal wealth or well-being as we normally think about it. It's really more like the kind of blessedness that the Old Testament, the Hebrew scriptures talk about. In Psalm 1 it says, "Blessed is the person who doesn't walk in the way of the wicked or stand in the way of wrongdoers." In other words, true happiness is a matter of serene contentment in living the good life as God sees it. So quite often when we think of happiness, it depends on whether I'm wealthy or famous or popular. Jesus' model of happiness is living the life that is a bit more like the life of God in his kingdom, and often that's contrary to the way in which this world spells happiness. I don't think you can pick out one without the others. You can't pick and choose with the Beatitudes and say I'll have one and leave the other one alone. They stand as a whole. But if I had to pick out one, I think the one I'd go for would be "Blessed are the merciful, for they will receive mercy." And I'm the kind of person that can sometimes see red very quickly and need to be reminded that I've received mercy and therefore must be merciful to others.